Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and what's this? We're finally at the Sinnoh Pokémon League! After months and months of anticipation and suspense, we are finally doing the Elite Four of Pokemon Platinum. So before we go in, as always, I'll show off my team, which consists of Hitmonchan the Infernape, my fire starter from this game, Reaper the Weavile, who I picked up pretty late, Mudman the Swampert I picked up from Steven Stone and Heart Gold after beating Red. Sorrowinter the Venusaur I picked up from Professor Gold. Professor Gold. Phantom the fan form of Rotom, who I always wanted to raise since I played Diamond. And Buzzbuzz the Vespiquen. So it's a nice round team. And I remember I promised I would do Pokemon Diamond when I first told you guys I would go through this Pokemon League, but I got so bored of experience training in that game that I actually played through the entire generation in Platinum before I had the urge to experience train enough to actually get here. And in addition, I trained up a couple of levels too much because before I went through Victory Road, I trained thinking I'd already gone through it. So I wound up getting the extra experience from Victory Road after already being at the level I wanted to be when I got through here. So, here we are! This is the first Elite Four member of the Sinnoh Pokemon League, Aaron, and he's Bug-type. One thing I don't like about the Elite Four from the older generations, rather than what they did for the 5th gen, is that they get increasingly higher level, which means you have to experience train for the levels of the champion, making the first 2 or 3 Elite Four members pretty poor by comparison. See, Aaron's Yanmega Bug Flying type is a 4th generation evolution of Yanma from the 2nd gen, but his Yanmega is level 49, which pales in comparison to the champion's most powerful Pokemon, which is level 62. So the first couple of battles here are going to be pretty much massacres, actually. So I lead off my Infernape by Flamethrower, 1-hit KO, of course, level 49 Bug type, it's not surviving that. He decides to go into his Drapion, and I go into Mudman, knowing that this thing is probably not going to be able to take an Earthquake. I always wanted to train up with Mudkip, but I'd only played through the 3rd generation once in Emerald, and I used Torchic as my starters, you guys remember. But I always wanted to give Mudkip a try, and Platinum gave me the opportunity to do that. So of course this thing lives an Earthquake, but thankfully its Citrus Berry brings it up to an HP level that Aaron will not full restore it, so I can knock it out on this turn. Which is a little bit annoying, but it actually saves time. So down goes Aaron's strongest Pokemon. And now we could probably sweep the rest of his team with Infernape if we wanted to. But since he's going to be bringing in his Heracross, I'm not sure who I'm going to send in here, Vespiquen or Phantom. But I figure Phantom's special attack is so much greater than anything that Vespiquen could attack with. I decided to go with Phantom and Air Slash this thing, knowing that there is no way it's going to be able to survive an Air Slash since it is 4 times weak bug fighting type. So 1 hit from my Phantom is enough to knock out his Heracross, and this battle's looking pretty easy. Especially considering the fact that this guy is a Bug-type gym leader, and Bug-types have very many weaknesses. Case in point, Scizor, Bug Steel-type, 4 times weak to Fire. There is no way it's surviving a Flamethrower, so down it goes. That's really Scizor's only weakness, Fire. I mean, sure it's weak to a couple of other things, but Fire is its main weakness, and if it didn't have that 4 times weakness to Fire, I'm sure it would be pretty much broken, I guess. So his last poke is a Vespiquen, and that thing's not going to survive a Flamethrower from Hitmonchan either. And I'm feeling very happy that I decided to go with a Fire-type starter for this game, because there are so few Fire types in the 4th generation. There's Ponyta, and that's about it. So having the Fire-type starter is very handy, and Aaron goes down without making us break a sweat. But you can't expect much more from the first member of a linear Elite Four, because he's going to be much weaker than all the other 4, and you have to train up for the later ones anyway. And that's going to do it for this first video, and there are 3 more plus the champion! Oh my goodness! We've never played Pokemon before, we don't know how this works. So we'll move on to the second Elite Four member in the next video.